Minyagu, Jingiwalu, Nanyaniri, Courtney. Hello and welcome to tonight's premiere episode of Jingeri, the Gold Coast Indigenous news show. So I've just spoken to you guys in the local Indigenous tongue, the Yugambeh language. What I said was hello, how are you? My name is Courtney. I'm your host and thank you for joining me for a jam-packed show. Later on tonight, I'll be joined by a special international co-host all the way from New Caledonia. We will also be answering your question of the week, what to do if you get bitten by a snake in the middle of nowhere. We will also be getting a behind-the-scenes look at the Bonjour French Festival, and then catching up with some Indigenous artists who helped with the G20. However, before all the excitement begins, let's find out what's going on around Australia in the Indigenous news headlines with Shani Ishigaki.
Jingeri, Indigenous news and information. Hi, I'm Shani Ishigaki. A program training local Indigenous people to become police support officers in Torres Strait is proving beneficial. The government is considering it to be rolled out in other states. Meanwhile, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders are still severely underrepresented in tertiary education. Now, there are fears the federal government's proposed changes to higher education could wind back progress. Plus, Queensland's popular Fraser Island has been returned to its Indigenous people with the federal government granting native title rights. The island will soon be known by its native name, Kagari. In other news, the last remaining group of Indigenous Australians to make contact with White Australia is marking the 30th anniversary of the event. European settlers first discovered the Pintupi Nine almost 200 years ago. And finally, a Far West Indigenous leader says the backlog of land rights claims means there's more to be done on the work begun by the late Gough Whitlam. Over 20,000 claims are awaiting assessment in New South Wales. You're up to date on Jingeri News.
Now, as we will all come to learn, Jingeri is a show which strives to promote culture through art. And tonight we will be celebrating two cultures, Australia's very own Indigenous culture and also the French culture. And to help me do that, please welcome our musical guest, international singer-songwriter Daphne Maresca. Alright, well, welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, you know what? I am great, so awesome, very excited to have you here on the show tonight. Now, are you living in Australia at the moment?
Yeah, I do, but I kind of hold between here and home. So.
And where's home for you?
So home is New Caledonia. It's a little French island right next to Australia.
Oh, that's actually really cool, but are you missing it?
Yeah, sometime, I guess I am, yeah.
Yeah, but you must be loving Australia.
Yes.
Enjoying our perfect weather?
Yeah, I do.
Brilliant. Well, we love Australia as well. And don't worry, guys, Daphne will be here with me for the remainder of the show to help discuss tonight's stories and also perform one of her amazing original songs. But right now, it's time for a quick break.
Hi, welcome aboard. Oh, you are at the very back and to the right. Enjoy. To the back. Bingo.
There's a better way to get a great deal on flights, cruises, tours, packages, hotels, and more. Flight Center. Lowest airfare guarantee, or you fly free.
Flight Center.
Welcome back to tonight's premiere episode of Jingeri. I am joined tonight by international musical guest Daphne Maresca. Alright, now obviously tonight you are here to talk about music, yes?
Yeah, actually I'm here tonight to share with you guys a quick look behind the scenes of the French festivals happening on the Gold Coast in November.
That actually sounds like a whole ball of fun.
It is. They have an amazing lineup of singers, DJ, dancers, and I got to meet up with them this week, and that was pretty amazing.
That is awesome. Well, let's see how it all went.
Known to be the home of many multicultural celebrations, the Gold Coast Arts Centre will be hosting the Sunshine Renault Bonjour French Festival on the 23rd of November. To learn a bit more about this huge event, we met up with Audrey Matesbill, president of the festival, and Julia Baber, the secretary of the festival.
We really want to make French culture accessible to everyone. It's very well known that the French it's quite a fancy culture, and we want to dispatch the idea that it's not just Chanel and Dior, it's also the country that won the hip-hop battles for a few years running. It's also a place where there is a lot of graffiti artists, a lot of DJs. It's not just the fancy stuff, it's things that are accessible to anyone to come and look, and that's what we try to display for this year.
Taking place in the Evandel Parkland, the festival will be proposing more than 45 stands to the audience. Food, games, history and arts, everyone is getting involved.
Since the French community has grown massively in the last 4 years on the Gold Coast, and the Australians do like the French touch, even if they're not really familiar with it. What we wanted to show them is how much of France is in their everyday life. I mean, one example is to take the dictionary. I mean, if you take the dictionary and you check how many words are the same spelling in French or in English, it is just crazy how two languages are very similar. And the amount of Australian children who are actually learning French on the Gold Coast. That is why we came about to have the university and school project, which now reunites about 6 to 7 schools, primary and high schools, as well as 2 universities. There is a French enthusiastic club from Bond University who will be there on the day, and I think the architectural course from Griffith that will come and show the project about building bridges in France and so on from the French University over there to do that on the Gold Coast.
Benoit State High School, one of the many schools participating to the festival, is also getting ready for the big day. Helped by the science teacher Miss Sophie Olivier, the French immersion students are preparing music performances, but also a flash mob.
We're really excited for the French festival because we've been asked to perform a flash mob using our whole class.
All the students from grade 8, 9 and 10 are doing the flash mob, and we started creating and it's really exciting, and we've got until the 23rd of November to do it. So
we've been creating dance moves for a really long time and preparing everything, and we're just super excited to put everything together and see how it all turns out.
Why I think it's important that my students participate in this festival, it's because first of all they can see a connection in between what they learn at school in this immersion and the community. So French language is not just about traveling, but that permits them to see how involved they can get in their community by exploring different culture.
In the meantime, the Bonjour French Festival is promoting the event in the streets of Gold Coast with the help of their mascot and beautiful cancan dancers. Okay, so there you are guys, all the information you needed about the festival. If you feel like participating and becoming a volunteer, just head to the Bonjour French Festival Facebook page. Or if you just feel like having a good day, don't forget to come to the Art Centre on the 24th of November. All ages welcome and free entrance. I'll see you there.
Wow, I seriously wish I could dance like that. So impressive.
Come on. I'm sure you can dance a bit.
I really can't. You should see me at Zumba. I can barely walk in a straight line without tripping over. No, it really is. I'm not kidding.
I feel really sorry for you.
So do I. I will not be quitting my day job. But, you know, it seems like the festival is just amazing.
It is, yeah. And I hope it's going to be well received by the public because I think it's important, you know, like.
It seems with Australian dancers already learning French choreography that, you know, the culture is starting to be embraced.
Yeah, I think so too, and it's nice also for us to see a bit of home here in Australia.
It would be, absolutely. All right, guys, well, don't go anywhere. After this short break, we will be answering your question, what to do when you get bitten by a snake in the middle of nowhere.
Well, the French are off to a slow start. And the Italians still getting ready with their little coffees, as this time it's them who'll be waking up early. Because this January, the World Tour comes to Adelaide. Yes, the Aussies will be really rubbing it in with the cowbells, costumes, fine wine and sunshine as the world's best riders whip by. So let's show the world how it's done. The Santos World Tour Down Under, 17th to 25th of January. Book with Virgin Australia Holidays today.
So, every week you guys have the opportunity to send us a question over Twitter. And this week you guys wanted to know what you should do if you were bitten by a snake in the middle of nowhere. So now we're going to cross over to our field reporter Mickey, who got the chance to mingle with our lovely scaly friends.
Welcome, or shall I say Jingeri, guys. My name's Michaela Adley and I'm here today to answer your question of the week. Now, you, the viewers, wanted to know, what do you do if you get bitten by a snake and you're in the middle of nowhere by yourself? That's a really good question, and we're going to get to the bottom of it today. I'll be speaking to one of our snake experts and even meeting one of our scaly friends, which I'm not too excited about, but all in the name of science. Let's get to it. Come on, guys. So I'm here with Chris Parker, our snake expert, and he's going to help us answer our question. So Chris, tell us a bit about yourself and how long have you been working with snakes?
Okay, yeah, my name's Chris Parker. I originally started, I suppose, in Ballarat in Victoria. My family own a wildlife park down there, so my dad's had reptiles, snakes in particular, since long before I was born. So I've been lucky enough to spend my whole life around snakes.
So we all know that Australia is well known for its dangerous snakes. What should we be looking out for on the Gold Coast?
Snake-wise, brown snakes are probably the most dangerous. They rank at about second most venomous land snake in the world, and they're responsible for probably more bites in Australia and more deaths than any other venomous snake. The other one, most significant one around this area, is the red-bellied black snake. They're mildly venomous. No one's ever died from a bite from a red-bellied black snake bite.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now the big question, what do you do if you're in the middle of nowhere and you get bitten by a snake?
Yeah, that's a pretty common question. It's a tough situation. It's not a situation you really want to be in, but if you are heading out in the bush, out into the middle of nowhere where you're a long way from help, I would suggest taking a crate bandage, a pressure bandage that people use to bind sprained ankles or wrists, that kind of thing. That's the recommended treatment for snake bites. So if you carry one of those with you, then you've at least got a way to bandage yourself up until someone can get help, or until you can ride it out.
So what do you do if you're not prepared for the situation?
Yeah, that's a pretty tough situation you're in there if you've been bitten by a venomous snake and you don't have anything. But I have heard that long before European settlement, long before antivenin was invented and the pressure immobilisation technique came about, Indigenous folk used to just relax, sleep under a tree and sleep it off. So in the absence of any first aid, that is a pretty good solution. Basically, the venom travels through your lymphatic system, so it doesn't travel through your blood. It's not pumping around your body. All it's doing is just like sitting there, and when your muscles contract and relax, that's what moves it around your body. So if you are nice and relaxed and you just sleep under a tree, the venom is only just trickling into your system. Your body's only getting a little dose of it at a time. It can hopefully deal with it, get filtered out through your kidneys and lymph nodes and things like that. And hopefully you'll be very sick, but hopefully you'll be able to ride it out and get through it until either help comes or you feel well enough to make your way out of the situation.
So there you have it, guys. When you're going to go out and you know you're in this situation, prepare for it. Or lie down under a tree for a couple of days. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, that was pretty cool and useful. I once almost stepped on a snake when I got here the first time.
You are kidding. What kind of snake was it?
I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't stop to look at it properly. Like, I was kind of like going back home and it was on my stairs and I just like screamed and then a bat attacked me.
Yeah. I probably would have ran away just like you did. But welcome to Australia.
That was nice. Welcome. Yeah.
All right. Well, with the G20 to be hosted in the centre of Brisbane in November, preparations have been underway for months now. G20 cultural celebrations commence on the 24th of October in South Bank. So if you have the time to head on down to the celebrations, you'll be welcomed by a huge Brisbane sign. And what's really cool about this sign is that each letter was decorated by volunteers, charity organisations and upcoming artists. The letter S was designed and painted by a group of contemporary Indigenous art students, and I got the chance to meet them and learn about the story behind the artwork.
I have to say, I actually really love Indigenous art. Like, it's quite compelling.
Yeah, have you seen a fair bit?
Yeah, we do have a few exhibitions back home, and also we get to learn about it in school.
That is actually so awesome to hear. It's always great to know that our artists are getting international recognition. So, without any delay, let's learn the story behind the G20S. Welcome to South Bank, the home of arts and culture in Queensland's very own Brisbane. Not only does it supply the view of the beautiful Brisbane River, but there is also plenty of destinations including the Parklands, Little Stanley Street and the River Quay. During the month of November, however, South Bank will play host to the G20 Summit cultural celebrations. So while the politicians of the G20 can worry about the politics of the world, local residents and visitors to South Bank can experience the culture that Queensland has to offer. Something to be documented if you head on down to South Bank is the amazing Brisbane sign that stands opposite the Queensland Performing Arts Centre. Each of these letters were decorated by amazing volunteers, and the letter S was designed and painted by a small group of contemporary Indigenous art students.
It was a big job. It took, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks to do all the background colours and to get them just right before everybody else could start doing their patterning, and then it took another week after that for everybody else to finish it off.
That was just like constantly coming in on the weekends and all throughout the week as well.
The hands and this sand pattern is a representation of when Gough Whitlam gave the land back to Vincent Lingari. This is just like a basic representation of the Brisbane River. And the city landscape that we're all living in at the moment.
And then the faces of the elders on the city buildings as a way of saying that they're still here, they're still on this land, or the past
Their
elders.
spirits are still with us.
And also there was also the redness in the sand towards the bottom of it.
The sand went from a yellow to a pink to a red in representation of all the massacres and murders that happened throughout Australian history, like from colonisation.
We did good.
Right. That looks really good live.
Yeah, you should go see it live.
In an unfortunate twist of fate, the sign's main design was in remembrance of the late Gough Whitlam, who passed away October 21 this year. A man believed to be the father of land rights in Australia, Whitlam is still well recognised for giving land back to Vincent Lingari.
These lands belong to the Jingeri people.
It's important to acknowledge that this massive sign has even more impressive designs on the side facing the river. A group of first-year contemporary Indigenous artists designed and painted this side and said they dedicated the image to sovereignty, in hopes of remembering what this land once represented.
My personal opinion, it's very important that we keep our culture, especially our arts, traditionally going, and that we can actually show the world, and we can hand this down to our next generation.
Yeah, I like my work to depict stories from my ancestors and to keep that continuity alive in the contemporary world that we live in.
Being the mothership of Brisbane's arts and culture, South Bank has several museums displaying contemporary Indigenous art. It is important to keep this technique alive because not only does it allow for another platform to teach the younger generations about their culture, but Indigenous art also supplies a pathway for non-Indigenous peoples to find a connection to the native people of this land. Whether it be weaving, paint, jewellery or even dance, it is quite clear that Indigenous art is still making itself relevant in the contemporary world of today. So there you have it, guys. Indigenous contemporary art is still very much alive. And if you want to check out some more, head on to South Bank where you can see the terrain exhibit at the Gallery of Modern Arts or the Island Currents exhibit, which is at the Queensland Art Gallery. Also remember that the busiest time of G20 will be from the 12th to the 16th of November. And if you want to see how this event is going to affect you, go to www.g20.org.
Get ready, Brisbane, because the world will be watching. Let's celebrate our community with more than 3 weeks of free entertainment, lighting up our city, sharing our lifestyle, our music and art, bringing us together from October 24. Find out how you can join in at qld.gov.au/G20 Cultural. Let's celebrate and share what makes our state a great state. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
Welcome back to the show. Now Daphne has had to duck off for a bit because she's getting ready to perform live for you all. However, I have one more treat before her performance. As some of you may know, there are over 600 Indigenous languages within Australia. I personally speak the language of the Kul Kalgal people, who are my people from the Torres Strait Islands. Let me speak a little. Mayam Sangapa Aiwal, Kapupatange, Nintamumpamura, Nuzunau, Courtney. Impressive, right? Daphne and our field reporter Mickey got a chance to learn some Yugambeh and also share their own languages. So prepare yourself to learn some language.
Salut tout le monde, alors aujourd'hui je vais essayer de vous apprendre un tout petit peu de
Whoa,
français.
whoa, Daphne, before we go any further, how about we start off in English? Hello, my name's Michaela.
Whoa, how about first we start with the native language, the Yugambeh language?
Yeah, that sounds fair enough.
Yeah.
How about we do all three?
Yeah, let's learn some language.
Let's go.
Sounds fun. Let's start with English. Hello, how are you? My name is Michaela.
Now guys, on to French. Bonjour, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Daphne.
Alright, and now the Yugambeh language. Minyagu, Jingiwalu, Nanyanyiri, Courtney.
Alright guys, how about we mix things up a little bit and try each other's? I'm gonna go and have a try at French. Bonjour, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Michaela.
Great,
Yay.
that was great. So I guess I'm gonna try the Yugambeh language.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Okay, Minyagu, Jingiwalu, Nanyanyiri, Daphne.
Perfect.
Yay.
So I guess I'll try English.
Yeah, go on.
Alright. Hello, how are you? My name is Courtney.
Yay!
That was perfect.
Thanks.
Alright guys, that's it for today. We hope you've learned something. We certainly have. That's all we have for now. Au revoir.
Nyala wani Benji.
See you later, guys. Well, she may have done a good job speaking Yugambeh, but now let's hear her sing in French. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Daphne Maresca.
J'ai toujours ton parfum ancré sur ma peau, le son de ta voix aussi clair que de l'eau. Dans ma tête résonne le moindre de tes mots. Tu t'en vas souvent vite, mais reviens toujours tôt. Les autres m'avaient dit qu'un jour tu partirais, que tu prendrais la route sans même te retourner. Ces histoires d'adieu me paraissent bien faussées. Tu partais le matin, mais le soir revenait. assis sur le lit, je respire ton absence, sans dessus-dessous, dans un parfait silence. Le cœur secoué, le corps en effervescence. Mon amour revient moi pour une nouvelle danse. Assis sur le lit, je respire ton absence. Aurais-je manqué ma seule et unique chance? Le cœur secoué, le corps en effervescence. Mon amour était-ce là, notre dernière danse? Oh, 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 notre dernière danse. Notre dernière danse.